Don't shit in my mouth and call it chocolate cake.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you'll ever listen to in 2023.
Oh, that's actually true. Your final bros are here. It's Brian Harbour, LaGrasta, and Shane. I am confirmed pedophile Smith.
Yeah, we're going to have to not make that my nickname. It's crazy. So, Brian, it's the end of the year.
Yeah.
What was your favorite review of the year?
Oof.
We had some really good ones throughout this year.
That's a good question, Shane.
Yeah.
What is my favorite review that we did? I almost have to look at the list of movies that we did over the course of the previous year. Why don't we just do this now and do it for every year?
Yeah.
So let's see.
Since
we've been a podcast and you've made the list here, in our first year of 2020, my favorite review. Let me take a quick look.
2020 was a great year. Looking at our movies here, I'm gonna say
my favorite review of 2020 was definitely episode number 19, Rise of the Scarecrows.
that is a great one. I actually really like episode 8. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's a really good review.
A hot review. Okay, let's go on to the year 2021.
Let's do it.
We have some ground to cover here. We've been doing this for way longer than I expected. And then we'll get into the episode. But this is
we just wanted to
memory lane real quick.
Take a nice trip down memory lane. We're getting close to that 200th episode.
Leading up to this year. So 2021, we have a lot of strong episodes.
I mean, just even looking at the beginning of the year, my Bloody Valentine and Hobo with a Shotgun were two fantastic episodes.
And I think you hit it. So my favorite episode throughout this whole year was My Bloody Valentine.
That episode, is really, really good.
Yeah, there's some good ones here. I really do like the Anaconda review.
Yeah.
I
love our Silent Hill review with Tim.
Silent Hill was really good.
Ooh, Anaconda.
That's
ashes to ashes.
Yeah, Cube with Melvin.
Another really good one.
I think of all though, and we have some good ones. I really do believe my favorite is My Bloody Valentine.
I'm gonna go to Anaconda just because I enjoyed doing John Voight's accent for so long.
That's fucking fair.
Okay, so now we go to 2022,
and this is also a really strong year, and we had a lot of strong episodes in this year too. We had this is probably the strongest fucked up February we've had.
I'm glad you said that because my favorite review of the year is without a doubt in fucked up February. A Serbian film. Is Serbian film the episode where we discuss the logic of if you can suck out cum
out of your dick?
Yeah. That is probably the most absurd conversation we've ever had on the podcast.
Yeah. No, you're right. My favorite episode of that year, it's just crazy to say this, is actually the very first episode we did in the year, which is House of the Dead.
That episode goes off the rails.
Yeah.
That is a really good one.
Picking some ones early on. That was January 3rd of last year.
Yep. All right. And so now we just go to 2023. Favorite episode of 2023.
Yeah, man, the time is flying. This is crazy, dude.
It really is.
And the first episode we did was Incantation. Come on.
I actually know mine.
What is yours? I'm curious.
Cocaine Bear.
You're right. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Our Cocaine Bear episode is so unhinged.
I love that episode. I really do also like some of the other ones that we did here. I love the April Fool's Day episode a lot. I really like Drag Me to Hell was fun with your brother and Benanti.
Our menu episode where we're just eating burgers.
Yeah, that's very, very high.
Oh, honorable mention, Skinamarink.
Also very good. Yeah. Ooh. This is the toughest year, I think, for me. I think there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
I think my favorite overall episode, though, is April Fool's Day.
That's a good one,
from this previous year. I just had a lot of fun doing that review.
Yeah.
It was, for number one, I didn't think the movie was going to be as good as it was, and it was just a really, really good review. Honorable mention recently, I thought our Halloween 4 episode was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good year.
That's where we have it, and then we'll see. We have
and now, man, it's crazy because we only have so much more good movies to look forward to review
next year, because we're doing a lot more theme months for next year.
Yeah.
After
Fucked Up February.
And I feel like the theme months could go either way, right? It could be like a theme where people may not like the theme months because like they just like the fact that we're doing newer stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very diverse. But the theme months, it could either hit, or it could be like if it's not for them, it's just like they're losing a month of our content.
But I think they're gonna so far we have scheduled Fucked Up February, and then in April we're gonna do the first ever retro reel.
Yeah, this is a big announcement that you're actually putting out.
It's the end of the year. I'm not gonna say what movies we're doing, but we're doing a retro reel. Sure. Strictly 80s Joel.
Yeah, 100%.
So I would think that's gonna be a fun one because we've done a lot of. I think 2023, we could say, was a year of catching up with modern horror for the most part. We did a lot of 2020 to 2023 horror movies. I think next year we're going to try to shoot for some of the older ones again.
Yeah.
Definitely also going to try to catch up on some series.
So this past year, we did so much newer horror movies.
Yes.
Like a lot more of the modern of the last 3 to 4 years. And we're going to try to hit like some next year, but also move around a bit and hitting theme months. Like we said, going back to more theme months. But I'm just going to be honest. I think that we have the first half of the year already pretty much planned out, and it's very strong.
I agree.
I thought last year was a pretty stacked lineup throughout the entire 2022. I really don't think we missed a beat at all. And I think that this next year is going to be pretty much the same.
Yep. I haven't even told them what the theme month is for May.
Yeah, which might be the only beat that's missed this entire year.
I'm excited. We'll reveal later on, but this May,
fair. Keep the hype up, because I feel like that's a month where that can go pretty much either fucking way, if I'm being honest.
It'll be fun.
But I'm hyped for it, for sure.
Strong year,
man.
Strong year coming up.
Yep.
All right.
We got to get back to Violent Night.
We should, because we've been recording for like this without even talking about Violent Night, we might be longer than the last episode.
Yeah, really not much to talk about with that last one.
No, there wasn't. But there's a lot to talk about with Violent Night. Sure. So you know what? Let's just jump into the spooky pit and we'll hit it right there.
Sounds good. Violent Night was released in 2022. The home of a wealthy family is invaded by mercs to spoil Christmas and steal money secured in a vault. However, Santa, who's a confirmed Viking, has other plans. This film stars David Harbour as Santa, John Leguizamo as Scrooge, Beverly D'Angelo as Gertrude, Alex Hassel as Jason, Alexis Louder as Linda, and Leah Brady as Trudy. That Trudy's a little cute little girl.
She is a cute little girl.
I like her like Christmas optimism and hope.
Yes, she's also a very good actress.
For a young girl, for sure.
Because young kids are always hit or miss. I thought she was very good in this.
Well, you got to cage the crazy kid in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was able to cage that craziness and let it manifest in a very good performance.
Yeah, agreed.
Now, she's very hopeful about Christmas. You know who's not very hopeful about Christmas this year? Santa Claus.
No, Santa Claus, he's just sick of the naughty kids and the ungratefulness and the greed of Christmas.
Imagine being Santa and just being almost over your holiday.
Yeah.
Like the holiday that you go out of your way to deliver Christmas gifts to every single kid on the planet, and you don't want to do it anymore because
they're so
kids
ungrateful.
are so ungrateful, entitled, bitchy. Must be like a Gen Z thing.
Yeah.
But in any case, like he's at the bar because he needs to drink.
Yeah. It's the only way he could get through Christmas. He's got to throw back a few. While he's there, he'll give the barkeep a gift for her grandson, and who's on the nice list.
Did you think at this point he's just like a drunk, or is he like really Santa Claus?
I had a feeling he was really Santa, just based off of
the way it was advertised?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, they cement this because when he goes outside and he's like, I'm going up or something, and then she looks up and she sees Santa Claus.
And he literally rides reindeers in a sleigh, and he pukes on her face.
Yeah.
Like hot, steamy puke.
Yeah, like he must have had soup or something. Because look at the rice.
Yeah, there's definitely rice in that. So he's going to deliver gifts to the rich rich family. What's the name of them?
The Lightstones?
Lightstones. And they are into uber money. Like, I'm talking like 300 mil just in the vault.
Of course, well, it's in Greenwich, Connecticut, so let's just start there.
Richest city in the country?
It's one of them, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's funny that you say that, because so you're going to be introduced when they get there to like this family of kids, right? What's his name again? I forgot. Jason?
Yeah.
Jason and his sister. Mm-hmm. And they're basically vying and trying to compete with each other. Mainly more apparent on her side for their parents' money.
Yes.
To suck up any way they can. And their mother's is like this cutthroat, like, businesswoman.
She does business.
And like they're vying for her affection. He's known to be the favorite. She's known to just be, trying to vie for it.
Yeah.
What was noticed is that on the way to the family's house, when it's him, who you think is his wife, and the daughter, they're either divorced or like married, but not officially
like separated. They're like, I feel like they're separating
without a divorce, right?
Yeah. And like,
it's made apparent.
It's very apparent because the daughter almost wishes that her parents would get back together for Christmas.
Yeah, and the way they communicate is just a little weird, and like she definitely doesn't like his family.
No, not at all.
Like it's very clear.
Yeah. So basically, they're at this thing. You get to meet like the sister Alva and her movie star husband. Boyfriend. Movie star boyfriend.
He is the best.
He's so funny.
He is literally incredible.
He is an action hero.
Yeah, he's an action hero in real life. He just starts flexing moves. He's pretty fucking funny. That guy.
His demo is China.
Yeah.
China loves his movies.
That's true.
He's big over there.
Big fan of China.
He's so great that his gift to Gertrude is a movie pitch.
Gives her a movie pitch. That's absolutely correct.
He's like, what's better than a gift? It's an investment opportunity.
You think she's buying?
No. She hates everyone except Jason.
Yeah. Jason seems to be someone that doesn't overtly care about the money.
Yeah.
It seems like.
But he does.
Well, yeah. Well, you find out that he does, but like from surface level.
He doesn't, yes.
It looks like he doesn't care at all.
Yeah. So they're all there. They're gathered together. They're in the room. And Santa has already landed on the roof. He's inside. He's eating the cookies. He hates the milk because the milk is trash because it's skim milk. And anyone who likes skim milk just doesn't drink milk anyway. Just drink water.
Yeah.
At that point.
It is really water milk.
It's water milk. Like, I get an almond milk. I get a cashew milk. People are lactose intolerant. They got to go to the nut milks. Skim? Please.
Yeah.
Please. Who the fuck's drinking skim milk? It's gross.
I guess it's rich people.
I guess. But the cookies are apparently pretty good. Santa was enjoying the cookies.
Yeah.
So while he's delivering these gifts and doing that, John Leguizamo and his motley crew show up.
It is a motley crew. A crew that they will not reveal their first names. They just have nicknames. And the nicknames are like Gingerbread, Sugar Plum, Candy Cane, Krampus. Yep. And he's Scrooge.
Yes.
And he's here to spoil Christmas. The goal of the Merc crew is to really take over the building and to get access to a safe, you'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
They want a taste of this money, and in doing so, you will find out that he's got some people currently on her staff to help him get in and accomplish this feat.
This is a whole big elaborate plan. He's been planning it for like a year. Everything looks to be going great. By the way, did you know the guy who plays Krampus is Brandon Fletcher? Who is in all those like Uwe Boll movies.
That makes sense because he does look super familiar. And I was like thinking, like, where's this guy from? I just didn't look it up.
He's in a few Uwe Boll movies. I think he was in Blood. I think some of the Blood Rains. He was in. I'm like looking through it. He was in Rampage, which I didn't see that one.
Sure.
What was it? Oh, he's in Blood Rain. What other ones was he in? Alone in the Dark. He's the taxi cab driver in Alone in the Dark. He's in. Wow, he's in Ginger Snaps too. He was in Freddy vs. Jason. Oh yeah,
shit.
He's in a lot of movies. He's also in Leprechaun Origins, the really bad one that isn't the Lost in Space one. So
terrible.
I think he's hilarious as Krampus, where he just wants to like slam Jason's nuts and the Nutcracker.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he's a little crazy. He likes violence.
He loves
for sure.
violence.
Violent night. You know how he does. And I think now that their plan's coming together, and you're seeing that like the staff is involved, they kind of like immediately kick their plan into high gear.
Yes,
I think they exchange gifts prior or no? Because I know they're going to exchange gifts.
They exchange the gifts while they're being, because the Brandon Fletcher Krampus is actually the one who makes them exchange gifts. He's like, oh, let's get in the festive spirit. Let's have everyone exchange gifts. Actually, before they even exchange gifts, Santa kills his first guy.
That's true. That is true. Santa has this cool ability where he like sneezes up a chimney.
Yes,
which is important to know. Like he'll like try to like blow snot out of his nose,
and it shoots him up a chimney.
It's like,
but for some reason,
dust.
It's not working right now.
No, the chimney dust not working. If I had too much Coke.
Yeah, I think it was right. It's probably because he's probably too drunk for it to work.
Yeah,
and
probably.
So while he's trying to escape, one of the guys walks in on him, and they have a fight. They fist fight. They go at it. He strangles him with lights. Then he throws him out the window. Mm-hmm. He gets impaled on an icicle.
Yeah, I don't know if this would really work, to be honest. I always thought that. I don't know.
It depends how sharp it is,
the angle you approach it. I feel like you could just break the ice pick. Like,
if it's super sharp, I could see you getting impaled by it.
Maybe. And how far you're falling, I don't know.
Yeah, it all comes down to like stuff like that. So yeah, he's dead, and Santa's like, oh, fuck. Like, all right. So he's going to leave, though, at this point, but the reindeer have left him now because of all the gunfires. And then he looks in the window and he sees the girl scared, and he knows what he's got to do. Santa's got to save Christmas for Judy.
Yeah, for Trudy.
I said Judy.
Yeah, he sees a scared girl up there, and he has to protect
the
younger kids.
Yes.
That's 100% correct. Because, I mean, I can't blame him. Like, he is Santa Claus, but he's not like... He's strong as fuck, obviously. But I think he knows limitations. Like he knows
because he does get messed up in this movie. He bleeds a lot.
So like there would be no purpose for him to stay here, especially because everybody's fucking naughty.
Yeah.
Except for her.
Yes, yeah. So I guess this is a good time to point out why Santa is such a badass fighter. Santa was actually a Viking warrior who had a giant hammer named Skull Crusher, and he would just bash skulls with this thing.
Like throughout this movie, he gets these weird like Nordic flashbacks of him just like on the battlefield.
Yes.
Just like screaming and
just crushing skull.
I do like the part where he like names like all the different translations of the word Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's actually incredible.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, Winkenheimer, like it's awesome. It's actually really well. It kind of reminded me. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Kind of reminded me of Saving Christmas, where he just keeps naming that. You might know him as Jolly Old Saint Nick, and he was a bad guy. But
the iterations of Santa just being a fucking badass. Are so
I love badass Santa.
Badass Santa is one of the best Santas. How about bad Santa?
I like the Billy Bob Thornton movie.
Yeah, it smells weird.
I know you're not a fan of his.
No.
He was great in on Deadly Ground.
He was in it for 2 seconds.
It was a great 2 seconds. Okay, so Santa Claus is going to make his way back in, and he is going to now fight another man who comes. They're on the hunt now for this Santa, right? Like they find out the guy's dead, and they're like, find this man in a Santa suit. Trudy has actually been talking to him on a walkie-talkie this whole time, like feeding him information.
Because the parents gave him a walkie-talkie because she loves Santa.
Yep.
So that's what she's doing. She's using that to try to link directly up with Santa Claus.
Yes. So it's working. She feeds him information, and she's trying to help him. Eventually, do you want to talk about the gift exchange now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So like they've rounded up the family, this group, and during the roundup, like I said, one of the characters, Krampus, kind of forces them to exchange gifts
because the other people have left to search for Santa.
Now the goal was not to exchange gifts.
No.
And you could tell like when Jason the good son gives his gifts to his mom with a letter. She definitely was not. He didn't intend for her to read that letter right away. It just looks like he did not want her to see that letter, especially in front of him. She looks at the letter. She looks at him, like nods her head. And yeah, something's weird there.
Very weird.
For sure.
So things go wrong. Trudy gets upset, and Trudy runs out of the room.
Yes.
Trudy goes and hides in the attic at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's hidden in the attic. The rest of the family's still all captured in the room, and they're searching for Santa. So Santa is going to now fight his, like, the second guy here. He's going to fight, I don't remember which one this is, like Gingerbread or something like that. And they have this, like, fight next to, like, a pinball machine and the pool table. And, like, he just beats him with, like, the pool balls and the sock and, like...
Yeah, so he puts the pool balls and he's just like, whipping it around.
Yeah.
Like, I think, so this fight actually goes on for a long time, and I was thinking to myself, like, this guy gets cracked on the head with these balls several times.
Yeah.
Gets his head smashed into the machine.
Yeah.
Like, how is this guy not? The glass,
smash
glass,
everything.
How is he still up?
Yeah. What does him in is getting stabbed in the eye with a star. That actually doesn't kill him. He's still going.
That's literally fucking retarded.
He had to get...
It's a deep, deep star in his eye.
They had to actually plug it in and electrocute him to kill him.
It was pretty cool.
It was cool. Holy hell, though. That man was just... He just kept going.
That dude was an absolute juggernaut.
Yeah. So Santa disposes of him, and now we're going to get into some more subplot. They're trying to break into the safe downstairs. They know a kill squad is coming to stop this whole thing.
There's the extraction team that's on their way. It is Gertrude's special extraction team, and he makes a comment that he knows all about the extraction team.
Yeah.
He's not scared of the extraction team.
The extraction team eventually will show up, and we learn the extraction team was paid off by Scrooge, a.k.a. John Leguizamo.
It was literally so obvious.
Yes.
I don't know how much more obvious it could be, especially when he was like, I know about the extraction team.
Yeah.
Also, did this movie give you... This movie was a combination of, like... I don't know why I'm thinking of, like, Krampus, but also, like, Die Hard at the same time. It reminded me of both. I guess the family element, it reminded me of Krampus, but it really reminded me of fucking Die Hard. And the communication that... she has with Santa,
yes,
is like what the cop has with John McClane.
Yes, 100%. This is like the second Christmas Die Hard movie of all time.
Like Scrooge's character in this
is literally like Hans Gruber. He always knows what's happening. Always 2 steps ahead.
It felt, and they do mention Die Hard in here in this movie. There's definitely a similarity there. Krampus, it doesn't really remind me of Krampus from this story at all. It reminded me just because it brought the whole family together. It was a goofy fucking family.
Even though the family like hates each other for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually see a lot of those similarities, like you said.
It's also like a comedy too.
Yeah.
So
this is going to keep going on. Trudy's going to set up some booby traps in the attic, just in case people come to her, which I actually love that entire scene.
I love that scene too. But like when you set up booby traps, I thought about like, I know there's like this Home Alone element to this movie as well. These were fucking vicious booby traps.
Oh yeah.
This is like legitimate Predator booby traps.
Yeah. Oh no, she was out to kill.
These were murderous. Like I can't. It's hard for me to fathom that this girl would be able to set this stuff up. Also in such a short window of time.
Yeah. So I think it's like Peppermint and some other guy. They try to get their way into the attic. And it's like that, like, oh, there's a nail. I see it. Ha ha. But then he breaks through the ladder and he takes a nail through the bottom of his chin. And I'm like,
that's gingerbread. And he can't move. Like, he's just locked in there.
Yeah. So then the other girl, Peppermint, goes up there and she's trying to, like, get to the girl, and bowling balls are just pelting her, like, constantly hitting her. And she moves. The bowling ball knocks him into the bed of nails.
Yeah.
He gets up and he's holding a nail to his head looking at it, and the bowling ball comes and puts it through his skull, killing him.
Okay, fair. I will suspend disbelief. But, dude, do they have a fucking bowling alley up there? How many bowling balls? Did you question this when you saw it?
There's a lot of bowling.
There's like 20 legitimate bowling balls that fall out.
Yeah. She gets up. Well, also, where'd all this glue come from?
Oh, it's a glue fest. You're absolutely right. It is it's a glue fest.
So the girl gets caught in all this fucking glue, and then she gets up and she's going to murder the girl, But doesn't how does she die? Santa comes and saves her, right?
Yes.
Well, I forgot how he kills her though. This I actually don't remember. So she gets out of the glue and her hair gets.
You see like the back of her
skull.
scalp, right? Like a piece of the scalp is missing.
He just hits her with something.
Yeah,
and she goes flying.
It must be like some kind of a blunt object.
Yeah, because then we cut back to the room and like they're still all talking, and the boyfriend, he's like, I could subdue this guy, and he does. He stops the guy, and then you think he's gonna save the day, but he jumps out the window and runs away.
He's incredible.
And he runs to the extraction team.
And they ask him a few questions, and he just talks about like his background.
Mm-hmm. And they just mow him down.
They literally just shoot him down, and then you know exactly what they're about.
Yeah. Good. Well, they instantly, once they kill him, they see Santa on the roof, and they open fire on Santa.
Yeah, because they heard about Santa, so you know they're in on it. Mm-hmm. And they open fire, and Santa's able to dodge those bullets.
Yeah.
But then John Leguizamo comes out.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
And he talks to the guy. He's like, I need your key. We got to get in the safe, and then we'll be good to go.
Santa's ruining Christmas.
Yes. So the extraction team, they chase Santa into the shed while the main guy from the extraction team goes with John Leguizamo to open the safe.
Yep. And they realize that there's literally nothing in the safe.
No.
At this point in time, did you realize that the son took the money?
I actually didn't.
Me neither.
Like, this twist I was not expecting.
Caitlin figured it out.
Really? Yeah. Good for her. I had no clue.
She had a feeling it was in the note and that he took it. And I'm like, I don't even understand how this man would be able to get this money. Even if he knew. I know he's a part, but like, he'd have to be there a different day.
Yes. He intercepted the money somehow.
But he'd have to get into the money was, unless it never got to the vault.
I think that's the point, is that it never got to the vault. But how would he was there early the day before to hide it in the hay bales outside? They're
conveniently stacked in a bag in the hay bales.
Yeah.
And they're right by like the manger. And they're also like, if he was intercepted, I might have believed like all this money was just transferred there at one time.
Yeah.
It wasn't stacked up over time.
I think it was transferred there all together. It was like that $300 million payment they were supposed to send to the oil guys or something like that, and they were stealing it instead. So I think that's the point of that. So yeah, the money's been stolen, but now Santa is going to go on a killing spree in the shed.
Oh, with the extraction team?
Yes.
Yeah, he fucking fucks him up.
He finds a hammer.
Eureka moment.
And Skull Crusher is out and crushing skull. Like, I'm talking like he's bashing skulls. He's taking heads. He's throwing people in like snow plows. Like,
yeah, he's like flipping this thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's like flipping up the sledge. It's like essentially like a glorified sledgehammer, but he is crushing people. He's literally crushing people's heads.
Yeah.
I see the name of it, but he is literally mashing down the extraction team. These militant mercs.
Yes, they are mercenaries, and he is destroying them.
I also don't want to disrespect Mr. Scrooge, because he does beat the shit out of a couple of people in the beginning of the movie that's on the security team. So this man knows how to fucking fight.
Yeah. So backstory on Mr. Scrooge, which is actually kind of important to the movie. He was your normal, everyday kid. His dad loved Christmas. He loved Christmas. It was all great until one year his dad lost his job. Dad couldn't afford Christmas. He was pissed. He was jealous. So he went into the neighbor's home to steal their Christmas.
They had everything, Shane. Why not?
They did. And he scared the grandpa so bad, the grandpa fell down the stairs and died.
Yeah.
And so he's been Mr. Scrooge ever since.
That's true.
And now, like when they show him on the naughty list, he's like murdered his best friend, murder, robbery, grand larceny.
I love when Santa pulls up the list and he sees different people. That's why he saw that's why I love Trudy so much. He saw her that she was like the only kid that was good. In the entire
house. It was so because that's even like when the Merc team comes and he pulls up the list and it's just like naughty, 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 naughty.
So funny.
I love it. So now the mercenary team's dead and we know where the money is. They know the money's missing. They're going to start questioning people and breaking people. Jason eventually is like, I took it. Okay, I took it. I came in early. I want the money. I want the money. You don't deserve the money. I do. So they go outside to get the money. And that's when they're going to murder the whole family now that they have the money. But Santa's not having it.
Santa's not having it. And so Jason's character is very weird to me throughout this movie. So, like, and I was mentioning it to the Caitlin. So, like, they made it like he's like this really, like, good dad, and then he becomes this like kooky goofball.
Yes.
And then he just becomes a fucking weasel. And then like he just becomes a shady character who is plotting to steal his family's money this whole time. He says it was for a good cause to give to his daughter and his wife to reunite the family. The wife doesn't even want the money.
No. She's like, I hate the money.
She's like, I really want nothing to do with this money.
She's like, this is why we're getting divorced. This money.
But he's like such a goofball. Like throughout this whole film.
He makes weird noises.
He makes weird noises. He gets like very like, after like, when he gets his like finger like contorted, he just becomes this person that just like really can't stick up for himself and defend his family. It's like, I don't know. It's
really, a weird character turn.
It was a weird character turn. And I was like kind of off put by it, but then like, he has like sort of like a redeeming arc at the end, but still, I just thought it was a little odd. Yeah.
Well, he does fight the one guy with his family, right? At the hay bales, and they like kill him together as a family.
Yeah, and then he like kisses his wife like in this like romantic moment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's like the one thing like the Trudy asked Santa for. She's like, I just want like my family to be back together.
Yes.
So they do a kiss, and I was like, I feel like the kiss should have been later in the movie,
like at the very end.
Yeah, like I do not think that kiss should have been.
Well, because considering there's still like 15, 20 minutes left of this movie,
plenty of time left, and it just felt forced because I feel like the father didn't have his redemption arc yet.
No. So they steal Gertrude on a snowmobile, and Santa's chasing down John Leguizamo and the leader of the Mercs.
Question for you.
Yes.
And Kaylin brought this up. He had a snowmobile that he left for a sled to hop and get onto another snowmobile. So he could have just had the original snowmobile and didn't have to play Mike Benanti in the outfield to get his snowmobile back.
Accurate. All accurate statements. The sled was very unnecessary. So the head Merc is going to get knocked off his snowmobile from a tree. Santa's going to like catch up to Scrooge, but Scrooge is going to jump out of the way and he's going to hit like a tree bark and fly into an abandoned building where they're going to have a fight. Now, this is a little unfair because Scrooge has like the ice shoes on so he could grip, and Santa's just got slippery boots.
Yeah, he can hold his ground. That's not too fun outside of this environment.
No.
But, like, it works for this. He's in the right place.
He's definitely in the right place. So they're going to have a little fight. They're going to go back and forth. There's ice picks, all that good stuff.
Dude, they go back and forth, and, like, for a while, it's like Santa's just destroying him, and then, like, John Leguizamo has a clear upper hand.
Yes. And you think it's over, and John Leguizamo has Santa pinned, like, with the ice pick to the wall until you realize that wall is a chimney.
Yeah, but even so, like he has it pinned. He also puts it like a knife through his hand. Like, so he has him like pressed, which is crazy. Because in order for them now pinned, you're right. There's a chimney. The only means of escape, which John Leguizamo doesn't know this and has been working up to this time.
Yeah,
is his little
nose,
cocaine maneuver.
Yeah,
but he needs to be able to touch it with his hand, so he actually pulls his hand out of the knife.
Yeah.
So like you just see like his hand just like fucking like almost rip off. It's actually a pretty sick scene.
It's actually very sick, and he does the nose touch, and so he turns into dust. But John Leguizamo is not magic. So he gets his body yanked through this chimney, and he actually explodes.
Yeah, I think this is like one of the coolest death scenes I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest. Like that death scene of Leguizamo
is epic.
It's like comparable to the Johnny Depp Nightmare on Elm Street death scene.
It is epic because it's realistic because it wasn't just like his whole body explodes. It's like he got fully limbed because when Santa respawns, he's actually just holding the torso of John Leguizamo.
He would have been ripped apart. You can't get up the chimney. Like, it's impossible. You got to be powder to get up the chimney.
Yeah.
Like, his body is essentially, like, inverted.
Yeah. It's absurd.
It's crazy.
I loved it. So then Santa's holding this torso, but then Santa gets shot by the head Merc.
Yeah.
And he's about to go and finish Santa off, but then I think it's Gertrude shows up with a pistol and shoots the Merc in the head.
Yeah, she just shoots him, like, she's like right next to him. Like, I don't know where she came from.
Yeah.
But she's just like right next to him and just pops him in the head.
Yeah. So then the rest of the family finally shows up and they're like crying because like Santa's dying and like Santa gets saved basically by the magic of Christmas.
Yeah, and I do like the theme of like Santa constantly explaining that he has no idea how Christmas works.
Yes.
Any of the magic works, but it is a magic to it.
Yeah, it's basically the belief of Christmas is what makes it work.
It's like a good theme, though. Like,
it is.
Think of like people don't understand like why Christmas puts people in such a good mood, and it's just because it's an amazing time of the year. Like,
yeah, it's just
Christmas magic.
And that's why I like that it's like the more you believe, the more it's true kind of thing.
Yeah. Like if you don't believe it, you're going to be in a bad mood. But if you do believe it and you enjoy the holiday with your family and
it brings you up.
It's going to, it's positive experience. So he's dead.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like he's fucking dead. He's dead. And like Trudy believes, and the father said he believes them. Everyone just starts believing in Christmas, believing in Santa, believing in family and whatever comes with the holiday. And with everybody lowering down their guards and being vulnerable, this family of hard asses, even Gertrude believes, I think she's the last one too. And Santa just fucking like wakes up like Undertaker in the 90s style.
Yep. He's perfectly fine. He's here. He's ready. The reindeer show back up. And now he can go and he can deliver the rest of the gifts for Christmas. It's a little behind schedule.
Yeah.
But he thinks he could get it done. So he's like on Dancer, on Donner, on Comet, on Cupid, and on Blitzen and Vixen, and I think I got most of them.
Yep. I think they missed an opportunity for him to take her on the sled.
As an elf?
On the sled. She did mention that she wants to fly.
True.
Earlier in the movie.
True. It would have been nice if he took her on.
Did they like not shoot that? Like after like I feel like they shouldn't have mentioned that to begin with.
True, because they could have took her on the sled. That actually would have been a very nice ending. I just feel like that was
incomplete, but in any case, yeah, it's a solid ending. For sure. And Santa's back to doing Santa things.
Yep. And that's the end of the movie. That is Violent Night.
It is not a horror movie, like we said.
But it's bloody enough.
It's a dark comedy that airs on like action thriller, and it's very, very bloody and gory.
So you can make a case.
Yeah, I mean, like we kind of say the same thing for Cocaine Bear is labeled the horror movie, but
it's not at all.
It's not.
But it's more of an action comedy.
Action comedy that's extremely bloody. Yeah.
So it is what it is. Now, my rating of this is I actually really, really, really like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think like it's a Christmas staple moving forward of like movies to watch around the holidays.
Oh,
I actually really enjoy it because like a lot like it's like a very adult Christmas movie with a good Christmas message to it.
It is,
which is why I'm gonna give it an 8.
Oof.
I like really like this movie, and like I think the performances are strong. The kills are super strong. The message is there. It's shot super well. Like, I just really enjoy it, man. I could see myself watching this movie every Christmas. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 and shoot it to you.
Yeah, it's definitely rewatchable for sure. I like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I did think there were some characters that were just very confusing to me throughout and weren't totally 100% cohesive with the way the movie was going. That's fine.
Yep.
I'm giving it a 6, but on the stronger side. High end 6, but I do agree. Like, it's really good. I will absolutely watch the movie again.
Mm-hmm.
And I like I said, David Harbour as Santa, he does a really good job, and the message is really nice. But I think like for me, like I think the girl was like the standout for me.
Oh,
like even more
Trudy?
so than Santa.
Yeah, Trudy was by far like the best character.
Like she was awesome, and of course I love some of the other characters, but like the boyfriend was hilarious,
incredible.
Yeah, but yeah. That's Violent Night. Now we just gotta find who the best kill was, and there's plenty of options.
It's John Leguizamo, Scrooge.
But yeah, I mean, like there's plenty of options, but there's really only one.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of good kills, but like, holy hell, that kill is awesome.
That's true. It is true. It is. Like I said, since we've been doing this show, it's definitely top 3.
Yeah, I think so.
And the only one that I know that I could like say is probably better is the Johnny Depp one, just off the top of my head, in my opinion. But it's just like the only other like really truly amazing standout.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've done so many movies, but like it is top 3 for sure.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Mr. Scrooge, you hate to see a man who has lost his holiday cheer. He's lost his holiday spirit. It's gone. It just got ruined. All of it taken away because he killed an old man. Like, I just feel like that's a tale as old as time. You have the holiday spirit, you kill an old man, and you just lose it. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Especially since then you just take out your anger on innocent people. Like, like Trudy and that family, even though a lot of them weren't innocent, they were kind of like smuggling money. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of shitty. He was kind of robbing the right people. So maybe he could have had a redemption arc. Who knows? But you do have the greatest kill, or at least top 3 that we've ever seen. So for that, you were always going in our Necronomicon. And with that said, that's the end of the Christmas season, Bri. It's over. Christmas season's over. Sad.
Yeah, it's sad. It really is sad. I don't know. For me, it's like my favorite time of the year, but I get it, you know. And look, it's not to say that there's not going to be an amazing array of films that we're going to be doing early next year. So we're kicking it right into high gear. But it's amazing that this landed on Christmas Day, right? So next week, we're going to be doing a movie that lands nice and conveniently on New Year's Day.
Yes, we are reviewing Terror Train.
1980, Jamie Lee Curtis, David Copperfield, Jamie Lee Curtis on a train, New Year's Eve. It's going to be a special one. I just want to say that the theme is like, it's a graduation celebration. I wish I would have done this as a younger person. This seems like it would be so much fun.
It seems like a lot of fun.
It also seems that you have to have an insane amount of money to pull this off.
Yep.
I do know one of the characters does finance it. He's extremely rich.
Well, yeah, because they're like all doctors or in med school or whatever, right?
Yeah,
so
I think they said that guy Mo's family
is like super rich.
So he like paid for the whole thing.
So I can't wait to talk about it. It's going to be exciting. And like I always say, we're the final podcast signing off, and we will see you next week on the Magic Train.
Oh my God, on the Magic Train. This is a terror train. It's
a magic train.
It's definitely a magic train. It's a wild ride.
It is.
Yeah, this locomotive is gonna be flying, but for now, you can catch all of our content at www.thefinalpodcast.com. New episodes every Monday, like the one we're mentioning, Terror Train next week, and Final Friday. Catch us every Friday with that piece of shit cannibal, Mike G. You know him well. His nickname is Gabe, and he really is kind of an asshole.
Yeah, he is.
So
he is.
We will catch you guys next week.